Hi, my name is Jalissa, and for our diversity conference, what I did was I put Beats headphones on to simulate what it's like to be, or what it is like to have an auditory disability, although it's a little bit different because in the end you can't really take away your ears. So I did this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and when I put it on at breakfast, at first I didn't really feel anything, or I didn't really notice anything, but my friends told me that I was talking quietly or whispering, so they couldn't hear me, and they were constantly making motions for me to raise my voice. So that was that. And then at one point during breakfast, someone was behind me, and I was startled because I didn't hear them coming. And for me, it's such a natural thing to hear someone coming and turn to see them, or know that they're gonna be there. But with the Beats headphones on, I just didn't know that they were coming, and it actually scared me. So then at lunch, when I had them on, it was a bigger group of friends that I was eating lunch with. So I didn't think, I knew that I was going to talk quietly because I really couldn't gauge how well my voice was or how loud it was. When it sounded loud to me, it was actually normal volume for my friends. So at lunch, when my friends and I were eating at lunch, they would not be able to hear me. They didn't hear me, and I also couldn't hear them or couldn't tell what conversation was happening where and who was talking to who. And if they were talking to each other, I couldn't read their lips because they weren't facing me. And I'm not really a good lip reader, so that wouldn't have worked out very well either. So at lunch, I just felt like I wasn't part of the conversation, and no one could hear me, that I just didn't really feel like I was even there. I didn't feel like if I left the table, it wouldn't have mattered because I wasn't contributing to the conversations. And then at dinner, I was just feeling like, oh, I know I'm going to talk quietly and they're not going to hear me. Oh, I know that they're going to have all these different conversations, and I'm not going to be part of it because, well, I can't hear you guys and I don't know what you're saying, and I can't follow 5 million different conversations. So that was all from doing it the past 2 times, and I just didn't really feel like I was part of the group or part of the conversation, and I didn't really want to be part of the group or part of the conversation because it's not they're gonna hear me, and it's not it's gonna make a difference, because if they do hear me, one person would hear me and not everyone else, so why even try and bother talking to everyone? So through doing this, I felt alone and isolated, and I just felt like I didn't have a voice. And I'm so used to having a voice, so used to having an opinion and being able to say what I want to say whenever I want to say, or yell when I want to yell. And I felt like I didn't have a voice. I also couldn't hear, so I couldn't hear what people were telling me. I couldn't, be part of the conversation, and I didn't feel good. And I don't know what it's like to have an auditory disability, and I'm not saying that I do know after doing this. I just know that it's really hard for someone who has had their ears and has had their voice to suddenly not have it. It's really hard, and it feels really lonely. So I can't imagine, and I can't be able, and I know that someone who has auditory disability wouldn't be able to explain how it feels to not have their ears and to not have a voice, but it is a different, and it's a surreal experience. So that was my experience. I hope everyone enjoyed it, or not.
Hi, I'm Trisha. Today is October 31st, and I'm going to be simulating someone with a disability who they can't use their hands, or their hands are impaired. So I'm going to tape up my fingers on my right hand because that's my most dominant hand, and hope that today goes well. 11:57. I've been wearing this thing for about 2 hours maybe. I'm ready to take it off. This thing. It hurts. Your hands are not supposed to naturally be a spatula. I'm gonna try to keep it on for the rest of the day. Hopefully I don't have a nervous breakdown and rip it off, but I can't even cut with scissors, so I don't know how that's gonna go. Activity, if I were to do it again, I would suggest doing it a different way, because the way I did it, I cut off circulation to my hand, so I probably did it incorrectly, but I tried to be as accurate as I could, because with tape, if you really want to bend your fingers or move your hands or separate them, if you try hard enough, it will happen, because I got pretty frustrated and I ended up ripping the tape. So that's how the end of my experience went. But yeah, if I did do it, maybe next time I would try to do something that immobilized my whole arm, like a sling or something of that sort. But because I kind of cheated the whole day because the tape, I was able to bend it and stuff. But I have to say it was a good experience, and I look forward to like doing some stuff to help people with this disability, because I feel like it's taken for granted because it seems like so small. And oh yeah, like I could still write, but it was difficult. Like my right hand's my dominant hand, but without the motor skills in my right hand, my left hand wrote better. So that's how my experience went. I probably won't do this again because I did it wrong and cut off circulation, but it was a fun experience, like trying to get through the day, trying to open doors. I mean, I had my left hand, but I would forget that I had my left hand because my right hand's dominant, so I want to do everything for me. But that's how my experience went. Bye.
Hi, my name is Aaron Gutierrez. I am a student here at Chestnut Hill College, and tomorrow I'm going to be living with a sensory disorder, which is also known as SPD, sensory processing disorder, I'm sorry. And it's not something that's visible, but people do have it, and it makes something as simple as wearing clothing, a challenge for them, because they are constantly feeling it, just rub up against their skin. And what I've done to, I guess, experience what they've experienced is I made a shirt with 8 pieces of sandpaper on it. Here, I'll show you. There is one on the chest, one on the back, 2 on the shoulders, 1 underneath each armpit, and then 1 on each side. And I'm gonna have to wear that all day tomorrow, basically, yeah. All day tomorrow. I also have a hoodie so I can get my arms, and shorts that have some more sandpaper. Let me show you. Right here. So it's rubbing up against the front, and what's up, guys? It's approximately 2:40. I've been up since 7. Been wearing the sandpaper clothes all day. I had to take off a few pieces because they were cutting up my skin, but this was much harder than I expected. I'm still gonna wear it until at least midnight, but we'll see how that goes. It's a challenge. My backpack alone hurt. Just sitting in class, you get really jumpy, sketchy. Well, not sketchy, but it's no. Like I've been awake all day in class, which is strange because that usually doesn't happen. Took a nap that took me about 10 minutes just to go to sleep. Yeah, I'll let you guys know how it goes later. Bye. Hey guys, it's 11:30. I've been up since about 7 today. I took off the shirt around 10. Yeah, 10. I couldn't handle it anymore. it was insanely irritating. Like, throughout the day, I couldn't stop bouncing my legs or like wanting to scratch, because I could just feel it rubbing on my skin, and like that's just sandpaper, and it was on certain parts of my shirt. But for someone who has a sensory problem, that would be incredibly annoying. And I mean, that was what we were supposed to do. We were trying to figure out what it would be like, to just experience that. And now I'm, I guess, more aware. And even though you can't see this handicap, it's still there. And we just have to, I guess, realize that. Yep. Thank you. Have a good one.